life of Stokely Carmichael.
Stokely Carmichael was born in Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago, where he lived with his grandmother until he was 11. When he was 11, he moved to Bronx, New York, in a Jewish-Italian neighborhood called Moore Park. Carmichael was very popular in his neighborhood and successful academically. He became the only black member of the gang called Morris Park Dukes and went to parties frequently, even dating white girls. In his senior year, Carmichael saw footage of the sit-ins of the South, which motivated him to take action of his own. He joined the Congress of Racial Equality, picketed a Woolworth store in New York, traveled to sit-ins in Virginia and South Carolina, and attended a freedom ride. As a field organizer in Lowndes County, in 1 year, Carmichael managed to raise the number of registered black voters from 70 to 2,600. He also created a political party in Lowndes County which allowed black voters to vote for black candidates. Up until this point, Carmichael's goals were to encourage black voting and advocate for black voting rights using MLK's methods of nonviolence. Carmichael's advocacy stemmed from his involvement in the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. In May of 1966, Carmichael became the chairman of the committee, influencing him to lead the March Against Fear from Memphis, Tennessee to Jackson, Mississippi.
When we reached Greenwood, Mississippi on June 16th, I channeled my frustration about the racial inequality with the following words. We've been saying freedom for 6 years. What we're going to start saying now is black power.
At this point in his life, Carmichael's goals were to unite the black community and fight for equality using black power.
Later, I was arrested because I trespassed private property. During my time in prison, I did not have the mood to compromise with racist arrogance. I believe that the only rights that African Americans would have are those that they took for themselves.
Even though Carmichael gained a reputation as a black power advocate, the media depicted him as being anti-Semitic and non-committal. On September 8, 1966, Carmichael revolted against the police for falsely accusing a black man of stealing a car at Atlanta University. Carmichael was upset about the racism associated with white police and threatened them. Though Carmichael knew the consequences of challenging white authority, he represented the determination of the black community to rise against this oppression. A month later, Carmichael spoke at UC Berkeley in front of white middle-class college students, saying that
black power is a psychological struggle in which African Americans decide the actions they take. Black power is also meant to protect blacks' rights, open educational opportunities, and form new political institutions.
In early 1968, Stokely Carmichael became the Black Panther Party's prime minister. He united with the black community to rebel against the American government and kill whites as a form of revenge for Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination. At this point, Carmichael was frustrated, and his goal was to achieve black equality with his community, even if it meant using violence. However, after disagreeing with other activists over the involvement of whites, Carmichael traveled to Guinea, Africa, where he would live for the next 30 years. He eventually disassociated with the Black Panthers and then joined the All-African People's Revolutionary Party.
I also changed my name to Kwame Ture in honor of my political mentors, Kwame Nkrumah and Ahmed Sekou Toure in Africa.
Carmichael soon embraced another ideology, Pan-Africanism. He believed that African people throughout the world shared a common history and a common destiny. They were meant to collectively fight back against the discrimination they faced at the hands of whites. They were first and foremost African, not just African American. For the rest of his life, Carmichael periodically traveled back to the U.S., urging blacks to unite under the banner of Pan-Africanism.
I no longer call for violent action against whites, although many young militant blacks still expected as much. Instead, I wanted to unite the black community and initiate reform.
Carmichael then collaborated with SNCC to draft a narrative of his life titled Ready for the Revolution, which was published after his death in 1998. Historians today believe that Carmichael's influence in the SNCC, as well as his crusade for black power, both allowed for significant reforms in American democratic tradition. Throughout all his changes from nonviolence to black power to Pan-Africanism, Carmichael represented bravery, continuing his efforts despite all the struggles he faced. He fought in many different ways to give blacks in America a voice, and inspired many to stand up for equality even in the face